a program that's run by the Livonia public school system. And how it works is this. We have foreclosed on properties in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office for unpaid taxes. And one of the things that we do by state law, before we go to an auction, we have to offer these properties to various municipalities. And Livonia is one of those cities that they have some foreclosures, very few, but they have foreclosures every year, just a couple. And the city decided to take a couple of these properties in the past. And what they do, they pay the taxes, and then we convey the properties to the city. So City of Livonia has a program where they work with the school system, with their high schools. They have 3 or 4 high schools in Livonia that participate. And they take these properties, convey them to the school system, and the school system uses their construction program that they have, a building trades program, to use the students to renovate the homes.
Help someone get into a house, because it's not going to be sold at some crazy, it's usually auctioned or something like that, or it's not going to be some like high, crazy price. And so it also helps maybe sometime a first-time home buyer. I've seen people that have never owned a home before, and they've been able to get in and do that. And they're getting a house that has been beautifully redone. And because it's students learning, you also have professionals that are right there on the job the whole time. So the quality is top. And I think it's a win-win for everyone. It's a win for the community, it's a win for the neighborhood, it's a win for the family that just purchased the home. It just keeps going.
The Career Technical Center, we call it LCTC, is part of Livonia Public Schools, and basically it's a career and technical education high school. So we have 3 high schools in Livonia: Franklin, Churchill, and Stevenson. And students from all 3 high schools have the opportunity to take classes here in CTE education. They come over for 2 hours a day, and some of them are on the college path and some are on the career pathway, and they are taught by instructors that are experts in their field. When you come into this building, it is very, very different from a regular high school setting. These students come here because they're passionate about the class they signed up for. They're passionate about what they're learning, and they're looking at it as how it pertains to their future. So when they come here and they take classes, everything they do is through the lens of, do I want to do this for the rest of my life? Is this something I'm passionate about? Do I want to go to college for this? Do I want to get a job right out of high school for this? And we have opportunities for both of those pathways. And we have very, very little discipline problems here, because people truly love coming to this building because they want to take the classes. It's not required of them, it's a choice. We have 2 construction trades classes here. The Construction 1 class are first-year students, and those students come in and they learn all of the basics. And then the second-year class are all seniors, and those students, Tim negotiated with the housing committee, and they give them a house and kind of free reign, a budget and kind of an idea, a straw man of what they're looking for in that house. And Tim and his students, they sit down, they make a plan, and they get to work. And I think what excites me the most about that is the excitement you see in the kids. When I go out there and they start telling me that they finished the bathroom, you have to see the tile, or we did the kitchen, we went with gray cabinets, what do you think? And they're pulling up their phone like it's their house. They're just invested in it.
The City of Livonia has the first right of refusal through their, I believe it's a community block program that they have funding where they can acquire these homes. Once we partnered with them, it's been over a decade, maybe 15 years now. We've done a house a year through that program, where the city will acquire these homes that are in otherwise, a lot of them are in pretty bad shape. we bring myself as the builder of record, as well as some people from the city of Livonia will come in the housing department. We'll go through the home and assess what the house needs to be brought up to code, some things that address mechanicals, and then as a partnership, I'll come through with them and add things on that the program needs to teach the students as well. So the city will acquire the house, and then we'll go through as a team and put a scope of work together for the students for the school year. And it can involve as much as tearing down a garage and rebuilding a garage, so they get the new construction piece to it. If the garage doesn't need to be torn down, then it's left, and we might just re-side it, put a roof on it. Then we go inside the home. Most of them need everything, so you're talking the students will be working one-on-one or within like a work-based learning situation with our subcontractor, electricians, plumbers, heating and cooling, mechanical trades to come in and update the home in that regard. And then on a daily basis, they're working with myself, the instructor, and our Voc Tech assistant instructor in the program to actually redo the kitchen, redo the bathroom, put in hardwood floors, new doors, new windows, new siding, anything the house may need, and some things just to get it up to date and modernize so it's a marketable home to sell or put a renter inside of the city of Livonia.
Wayne County and the city of Livonia have been partners for many, many years as it relates to these tax foreclosed properties. The county provides us a list for us to review, and we work with the county to take a look at those properties to determine which ones we think meet our need in terms of removing blight from our community. If we purchase the properties, we make sure we do our due diligence to do a background check on the house to make sure we can clear the title, and then we have a variety of different ways we deal with these properties. But it's been a great partnership between the county and the city of Livonia. We have purchased several properties over the years, typically 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom homes that were vacant. And our building trades program through the Livonia Public Schools, they have a group of kids every year that need to learn skills about housing rehabilitation, maintenance, and making improvements on properties. So what we do is we acquire these properties from the county. We work with the school system, and they actually have a classroom instructor, actually 2 of them, with a group of children, and we give them the home to do their renovation work. And it's a good skill building for the kids. We take care of some of the major items such as concrete and roofing, but they'll do a lot of the interior build out, plumbing, heating, electrical. But it's been a great program to teach children good lifelong skills as it relates to housing maintenance. It takes them quite a while to do it. That's okay. Our goal is not to turn the home quickly, but what we do is we want to make sure that it meets the needs of the public school system and meets the needs of the children. And then when it's all completed, then we will sell the property to a family. Here's another story. My son went to Churchill High School, which the building trades program is operated out of. He was in the building trades program. So he went to college at Michigan State University and got his degrees in construction management. And today he works for a construction company doing a lot of the skills and the very same things he was doing when he was learning in high school. So the building trades program has really provided that network of opportunity. And as we all know, being a good electrician, being a good plumber, having a good mason skills are lifelong skills that you can use in your home, but yet too, I think we all need, right now we put a lot of bid packages out on the street for housing rehabilitation. We have a tough time getting contractors because everybody is not gravitating to those skills, not gravitating to those particular programs. So these building trades programs do provide lifelong skills for your own house, but also too, working for plumbing, heating, electrical companies, or being a mason is a good skill and a good living in the future.
The First Right program there, that is a big step and a change, because here at the school they get experience, they get their hands in it, we do it, we teach them, but we can't force into them what they're going to see when they actually get out into the world. So when we get to go out in those homes and tear into them and remodel, you're talking homes, some that were built 10 years ago, and we get some that were built 40 years ago, 50 years ago. So experiencing all of it and the kids seeing the actual real life situations that we deal with when we tear into walls that we don't know what's behind them. We don't know who built them. That's what you deal with in the real world when you get into the skilled trades. You're always going to be faced with those different factors that you don't know who was there before you. So if the kids didn't have that, they wouldn't get the real life experience. They wouldn't get the actual being in the skilled trades. They wouldn't get what it's like to work in the field in the industry. That really brings it in. And we get to do different things with different subcontractors out because of that, the program, where we bring in the HVAC installers, like the city brings in the HVAC installers, and we bring in different subcontractors. And the kids actually get to work with them in the home, hand in hand, step by step, doing it, and they get that, again, real life experience. And it helps them determine what they want to do in life. Because like here in the shop, we cover all of the skilled trades, but we brush over every skilled trade. We don't get in depth with them. And there, we dig in. You're from start to finish, they are involved with it, and they find their niche with each different skilled trade, and they get to latch onto it and go with it. So it definitely, I can tell you right now, at least off the top of my head, I know 30 kids that experience that and know what they want to do with the rest of their life because of that.
Some things I like about the program is the teachers are very well versed in a lot of the trades. So you can kind of learn everything. Like when I joined the program, I joined it because I like to do electrician things. I learned concrete. We had to create squares or whatever, 3.5 by 3.5 squares. I'm out in the back. Then we got to destroy them and stuff like that. That was pretty fun. Last year we ended off with tiling. We did siding. We framed these it was 2.5 by 2.5, and they were 3 feet tall. So we did siding. We built them ourselves. We tiled them. We added windows and stuff like that. Who else in my grade can say, oh yeah, I built the house. I finished the house. That's just something that most people don't get to experience. You'll get certain certificates that most people won't get out of high school, and it's paid for through the school, which is my OSHA 10 I already have. Work on OSHA 30 now, and we get our builder's license, which is a big one. At the end of the year, we work on that. So that's something that you can't get even if you didn't take the Career Center class and you looked it up online, it's hard to do on your own.
The main focus of my job is working on the students and working on these young people that come through my doors to teach them not only the construction trade skills, but we're teaching life skills along with it. So at the time when we're working on these homes, I'm building people while the students are learning skills for their lifetime. And a lot of them go into the trades right after high school as well, whether it's a union situation, non-union situation, working for families. A lot of our students are here because they want to be here, and it really gives them a strong purpose to be in school and to learn. And they learn so many other things while they're here through the channel of construction trades. The importance with the city and the community and all that goes without saying. It's a win-win. These homes that would otherwise be turned over quickly for profit or not if the city was to refuse acquiring them, they just kind of get put back in that market where it's actually a very strong, usable piece. It gets the students out in the community working with other adults in the profession. Need is in every community, I would assume, that where if we have it here in Livonia, it's got to be in almost any city. So I'd reach out to and find out if there is a program like this in the trades, and then find out, secondly, if there's a qualified instructor, licensed builder that's running the course, and then start the conversation from there, and then surround it with good people that are, the teacher themselves even as a licensed builder needs support from subcontractors, from building inspectors, from the people in all the departments that make all this stuff happen, and including their administrators in the school districts. So start with that initial conversation. We know we have the need. Do we have the resources to do it? Do we have someone that can actually pull this off? Because it's not an easy task taking a group of students out in the community and remodeling and flipping houses for lack of a better term, or building new homes. So it's a lot of work, and so reach out, get those conversations started, and make sure you're reaching out for help for that person if they take on the job of working in the community and remodeling homes for the community and the city and the county. But it's an obvious win-win for everybody when you get into it.
Every community is different, and every property that comes up on the Wayne County tax foreclosure list has a different story. Some of them are sad stories from families who are just having hard times. Some of them are properties where they are no longer useful and people have abandoned those properties. Some of them people forgot that they did not pay their taxes. But I would say, when you get the list from the county, take a look at it and take a look at the stories that are behind each of those properties, because each of those properties has a different story. But if you have a school system that has a building trades program, or you have a need to remove some blight in certain neighborhoods, there's a lot of different things that you can do with these properties. We either demolish them and sell the lot to adjoining neighbors, or we demolish the property and sell the whole lot to a developer, or we rehabilitate it for resale. Every house has a different pro forma that we take a look at, but I would encourage communities that have structures in certain neighborhoods, especially if they're low-income neighborhoods, that they have a tool with which to use their community development block grant funds, because that's what we use for the program, to address some of the problem properties within their community. I highly encourage them to work with the county.
I strongly suggest that the municipalities and Wayne County look at this program that Livonia has, because it can help bring these properties back to productive use and give young people some skills that they drastically need.